मित्रों, नटरंग प्रतिष्ठान की ओर से रंग संवाद की दूसरी शाम आपका स्वागत है। विशेष तौर पर इसलिए भी कि आप इतने थोड़े हैं और अभी मेरी समझ में नहीं आया है कि क्यों है ऐसा। तो बहरहाल आप आए हैं। मुझे पेशावर के कवि की उक्ति याद आती है, हम कम कम हैं, हम थोड़े थोड़े होते हैं। तो बहरहाल आप जानते हैं, कम से कम ज़्यादातर श्रोता जानते हैं कि नटरंग प्रतिष्ठान कई वर्षों से रंग संवाद की एक श्रृंखला चला रहा है, जिसमें हमने देश के अनेक मूर्धन्य और प्रसिद्ध रंगकर्मियों से संवाद के आयोजन किए हैं, जिनमें विजय मेहता, हबीब तनवीर, बंसी कौल, महेश एलकुंचवार, अरविंद गौड़। आजकल तो वो अन्यथा व्यस्त होंगे, पर उस समय शायद अन्यथा व्यस्त न रहे होंगे। ज़ोहरा सहगल, नीलम मानसिंह, अनुराधा कपूर, मोहन महर्षि, प्रसन्ना और कल देवराज अंकुर। हम आज हैं अभिलाष पिल्लई, जो अभी 45 वर्ष के भी नहीं हुए होंगे, मई में शायद ना, हाँ 17 मई को होंगे मेरे पास जो जानकारी है उसके अनुसार। और वो केरल से हैं। उन्होंने त्रिचूर नाट्य विभाग, फिर राष्ट्रीय नाट्य विद्यालय और रॉयल एकेडमी ऑफ ड्रामेटिक आर्ट्स लंदन, इन 3 से शिक्षा प्राप्त की है और अपनी एक अलग रंग भाषा विकसित करने में वो सफल हुए हैं। वो खासकर केरल के युवा रंगकर्मियों के लिए एक आदर्श बनकर उभरे हैं और उनके यहाँ शास्त्रीयता और आधुनिकता में जो द्वैत है उसको समाप्त करने की महत्वपूर्ण कोशिश होती रही है। उन्होंने जी शंकर पिल्लई, श्री रामा, शेक्सपियर, अरुंधति रॉय, CN श्रीकांतन नायर, CJ थॉमस, सलमान रुश्दी, कोरियाई अभिनेताओं इत्यादि के साथ काम किया है। वो अनेक रंग संस्थाओं के सदस्य हैं। उनकी रंग प्रशिक्षण में विशेष रुचि है और उसमें भी उन्होंने महत्वपूर्ण काम किया है। उन्हें संस्कृति सम्मान, संस्कृति प्रतिष्ठान वाला ही है, तो हम ही तो दिया होगा, मतलब मेरा उससे कुछ संबंध रहा होगा। और केरल संगीत नाटक अकादमी का सम्मान उन्हें मिल चुका है। मैं उनसे आग्रह करता हूँ कि यहाँ है श्री अभिलाष पिल्लई। मैं अनुराधा कपूर से आग्रह करता हूँ कि वो हमारी ओर से उनको एक गुलदस्ता भेंट करें, पुष्पगुच्छ नहीं। और अब अभिलाष पिल्लई वो जो करना चाहें तो करें।
Thank you very much. It's an opportunity which rarely one gets at this age to share whatever one goes through in the process of creation in art. And it is also difficult to talk about it because it is like you always think कि what is your process। यदि हम मेरे से कोई बोलेगा कि प्रोसेस के बारे में बात करो तो हम सोचते हैं कि अभी भी कोई प्रोसेस इवॉल्व हुआ है क्या। So similarly, like even works, last 15 years or 20 years of work which you have it, but still what is there to talk about is something which you always think about. So when I received this letter, I was like bit full of humiliation. I was thinking that what should I present here in terms of how should I prepare? Should I prepare like for a class, or should I prepare for a lecture, or should I prepare for a seminar? Because this is the first time something like this is happening, where I have never shared things in terms of how to position my work within an audience where you have to share how the process also evolves. So probably I thought what I'll take the inspiration is from the classes also, and then do it something. So I was thinking that I'll start from my work itself, which will open it up in terms of how I've been thinking, because I know that I've been influenced and inspired a lot by my teachers who have taught me all over right from Kerala till here. And so the influences are too direct, and it will be seen in my work, and then it will be better that I'll start from my work. So one of the first works which I would like to start is something which was Midnight's Children, which happened in 2005 with the third year batch in National School of Drama. And I mean, there's a kind of an history for Midnight's Children in terms of my reading of Midnight's Children, and also there's a lot of history in terms of that whole novel, which is Midnight's Children. So I had read this novel almost when I was studying in National School of Drama. Before that, I tried to एक बार मैं पढ़ने के लिए कोशिश किया था जब मैं किशोर स्कूल ऑफ ड्रामा में था. उस टाइम उतना मैं कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाया था जितना मैं नेशनल स्कूल ऑफ ड्रामा में आके जब वो नोवेल फिर से उठा कर पढ़ने शुरू किया. उसके लिए कारण बहुत सारे थे. एक, जिस तरीके से my parents were both government of India. I mean, they were employees of the government of India. They were central government employees. So they had a transferable job. जैसे राजस्थान, बिहार, आसाम. तो हम लोग ऐसे ऐसे जगह में we had a schooling like central school, and so you keep shifting from one state to another state to another state. So you get some kind of an orientation of language, you get an orientation of culture, and also father being related with art because he was working in song and drama division. So you were always exposed with the kind of traditional forms, because that is what the song and drama division was supposed to do, is to register the traditional forms. It was one of the Nehruvian initiatives to register all different forms in India, and he was one of the deputy directors in it. So he used to register, and उससे हम लोग को देखने के लिए बचपन में हम लोग देखते थे बहुत सारे traditional forms different states के, and it was hardly you were able to relate, but definitely you were exposed to it. One was exposed to it, and that's how looking at different states and then going back to Trichy School of Drama for studying, because I was studying in Bangalore, and that was the time when Theatre of Roots movement was happening, and I had applied to National School of Drama, and that's the time I was directed that I should go to Trichy School of Drama and have a proper education in Malayalam theatre, and then come back and join in National School of Drama. So that's how I went to Trichy School of Drama, to have a proper orientation into what Kerala theatre movement was. तो उस तरीके से हम केरला गए पढ़ने के लिए Kerala theatre, being a Malayali, and while learning in Kerala the whole of Malayalam theatre, that was the whole movement in Kerala theatre. One of the very important movements which was happening in Trichy School of Drama was at that time the Theatre of Roots, and there was always this small complex which was also generating in you, because you never belong to a particular state, because being a central, मतलब आप एक स्टेट से ट्रांसफ़र होते जा रहे हो, तो आपके पास बस मदर टंग के लिए मलयालम है और बाकी बहुत सारे कल्चर्स हैं आपके पास. तो एक तरीके से फ्रेंड्स हमको बोलते थे कि आपके पास तो एक पर्टिकुलर कल्चर नहीं है, एक पर्टिकुलर ट्रेडिशन नहीं है. तो वो सीखना पड़ता था वहाँ जाके कि अभी तेयम क्या है या कथकली क्या है और कुडियाटम क्या है, ये एक तरीके से सीखना भी पड़ता था. इवन तो बचपन से हम वेकेशन में ये सब देखते थे. वेकेशन में हम जब केरला जाते थे तो ये सब का भी एक्सपोजर हमको मिलता था, पर हम उस तरीके से कनेक्टेड नहीं फील करते थे. बट स्टडिंग इन स्कूल ऑफ ड्रामा यू स्टार्ट learning all this thing, and you start also getting a deeper understanding of the forms. And so you have all these different ways of looking into forms, getting into forms, and then when you come into National School of Drama, that's the time when you really see that there are many, in a batch you have all different states and all different kinds of languages, all different kinds of cultures, and you have a life in NSG, you have a life in the hostel of NSG, which are two different things. And probably how much you learn in the class, that much only you learn in the hostel also with your co-friends and other things. And that's where, once when you started rereading Midnight Children, it started working. Because that's what precisely the books was to, one of the points of the books, the Midnight Children का वो बेसिक एक ये था कि बहुत सारे स्टेट्स इसमें कनेक्टेड हैं और एक तरीके से it has been how it has been put into Rajdeep's language, that how it has come. It's kind of a magic realism that how all these states have been put together, and then this whole nation making exercise starts. So that's where when you read in 1991 to 1992 के बीच में जब मिडनाइट चिल्ड्रन पढ़ते हैं तो आप कनेक्ट करने शुरू कर लेते हो, बिकॉज ऐसे एक एटमोसफियर में आप हैं. I'll just read some of my directorial aspects of it, so that then I'll show you what was Midnight Children. This is if the vision of India emerges from Midnight Children, it is more a product of the novelist imagination than the historian's search for truth. What difference should this make in articulating the novel's relationship to our experience of the world it represents? The novel blurs the distinction we often make between personal and public history. We expect the later to transcend the individual perspective, a nation which in Midnight Children comes to seem not only impossible to maintain, but also oppressive. If Salim's history of India raises questions about the enterprise of recording history in general, his refusal to impose a conventional shape on his own story raises questions about how we understand our own lives. Perhaps a nation's history is nothing less than shared personal history of its individual citizen. I have also noticed Rajdeep presented this novel as the autobiography of Salim Sinai, writing from his current residence at a Bombay pickle factory under the critical eye of his frequently interruptive fiancée Padma. Salim Sinai was born at midnight, an unforgettable midnight of India's independence, and found himself mysteriously handcuffed to history by the coincidence. So that's how the story starts. And what we have done for, like while doing an NSC, for the play to be transported within an NSC space itself was history coming in full circle. If NSD starts by taking into account the new Indian project in the second decade after independence, then we through our own story, has to critique our own institutional history. Were we challenging it, and our own past of grand narrative or a narrative of a spectacular vision with which NSD started its journey, or were we claiming our place as its successors? Moreover, how much of a liberty would a state institution allow in terms of its own critique, or was I trying to use the seemingly formalism of scenography designs to escape a reading as a criticism instead of utilization as everyone expected? This ultimately raises the question of effects. Could a self-critique through a visual narrative even be noted and commented upon? This was something which I was thinking, because see, working in National School of Drama and then taking up a novel like this, which was definitely a point, because Rashdi has tried nearly, I think, 3 or 4 times to make a film on this. And when I got a job there, and then and this novel was very much there. Even in while studying in London, I had shared this with with Jatinder Verma, that is the artistic director of Tara Arts also, that can we do this novel and things like that. So probably it was there, and then it was the right moment that when you enter into National School of Drama and when you get a job, then you think how do you come in terms with an institution which is run by the government and trying to create an artistic creation, which probably many times government hasn't allowed in our country. Even the shooting of Midnight Children was stopped twice before when it was tried. So, but that was not the point, because the point was Midnight Children was a wonderful novel and it was a nice writing. So why not to approach it? Because NSC had that space of taking up as a creation and going into it. So probably that's how we went into it. And then, as far as the design was concerned, we were thinking that how to bring, because it has many layers of stories running, so how should we bring all these different layers of understanding together on a stage, which need not be proscenium itself, even though we did it in Abhimanch, but to come out of proscenium, remaining in proscenium. So probably we started the play from outside Abhimanch, and it starts outside Abhimanch in a bioscope, and then when audience travels, because bioscope is one of the major property which is being used in Midnight, so you see a bioscope, and then when you enter into theatre, you enter really into the bioscope, because we show the same visuals which were happening in the bioscope as a feel of the same visual into the Abhimanch. And then when you enter into Abhimanch, then it's you're seeing into the bioscope, and you see this big visuals of bioscope, and then how to make it more collaborative between actors, performance, and media together, so that we have different narratives running in parallelly in Midnight Children. So that's how we have tried, and bringing in something like scenic design of a set which had a kind of there was always this reference of whiteness, or a kind of a white sheet, which Rajdeep puts it very nicely कि सलीम जब खाता है रोटी, तो रोटी के बीच में से टुकड़ा मतलब बीच में से टुकड़ा निकाल के खाता है, और उसके बाद वो रोटी टांग के वो देखता है, और उसमें से उसको पूरा दुनिया दिखाई देता है. So that was one of the image which we got it in between, and we thought we'll develop from there. So he would see. So we had developed a scenic design which had this whiteness in the middle of the whole of the Abhimanch, which was a running screen, and on both the sides we had both the narrators which will take up the story. So now I'll show you the visuals, and you can have a look into the Midnight Children, and then later we can discuss on it. This is actually happening in the auditorium. It is not on the stage. And they are all Midnight Children. Actually the sound quality is very poor. उसमें बस एक ही ट्रैक अभी बज रहा है, वो रिकॉर्डिंग में प्रॉब्लम हुआ. But what we have done is we have used the images of what India was probably at 2000. That is what we have taken the images now. And so there are actually 3 Independence Day जो हम लोग इस प्ले में आने की कोशिश की है. जो बिगनिंग में इंडिपेंडेंस डे से शुरू होता है, और फिर वो रियल इंडिपेंडेंस डे 1947 में, और इसके बाद एक इंडिपेंडेंस डे जो इसके बीच में होता है, जब इमरजेंसी से पहले होता है. ऐसे 3 इंडिपेंडेंस डे हम लोग रखते हैं. Can you hear now? And the whole story starts there. We thought of taking Independence Day, which is because we did it in 2005. So we took the images of the beginning one is the Independence Day, जो 2002 से 2000 से 2005 के बीच के जो images हैं, उसको लेके हम लोग एक Independence Day का एक जो हम उस टाइम में प्लेस कर सकते थे. फिर एक Independence Day होता है जो होता है towards the interval, and that is the actual 1947 Independence Day according to the narrative. And then there's an Independence Day which happens towards the end, which is about emergency. Emergency के पहले जो Independence Day सेलिब्रेट किया गया था उसका, क्योंकि वहाँ पर emergency में जाके ये नोवेल ख़त्म होता है, तो उसको लेके हम वहाँ पर भी एक Independence Day को हम लोग उसके भी इमेजेस लेके हम कलेक्ट किए थे. तो और इसके बीच में हम ये पूरे नोवेल को प्लेस करने के लिए कोशिश किए थे. बट बेसिकली द नोवेल वी हैव टेकन एंड वी हैव टेकन अ लॉट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम सलमान रुश्दी's I think nearly 7 hours version of what he had written for the BBC for making it into a kind of seven episodes of Midnight Children. तो उसका एक कॉपी भी मेरे पास मिला था मैं जब लंदन when I was studying in London. So I had taken a lot of inspiration and one of the person who helped me completely, not me, it was Himanshu B. Joshi, who actually helped me to take out the incidents and to put it together, and that's how we arrived into a script which had this 3 Independence Day, and in between that we had placed all these different narratives. So this is the first visuals of the first Independence Day.
I was born in the city of Bombay once upon a time. मैं बम्बई शहर में पैदा हुआ. ये बहुत पहले की बात. नहीं इससे काम नहीं चलता. तारीख से भागने कोई रास्ता नहीं. मैं 15 अगस्त 1947 को डॉक्टर नार्लिकर के नर्सिंग होम में पैदा हुआ.
15 अगस्त 1947.
हाँ, और वक्त की भी अहमियत है. आधी रात.
And this is Salim and Padma. And what happens in this production is that Salim keeps, there's one actor plays Salim in the beginning, and then it keeps changing. So the Salim's dialect of Hindi, because they are all from different states, the students. So abhi ye Salim hai, to thode after 2 units there will be a Salim from Karnataka who will take up this role, and then there will be a Salim from say from Assam, then there will be a Salim. इस तरीके से Salim जाता है. तो Salim is the protagonist. So the story keeps traveling, and we haven't followed the logic of being Salim, even though we have been telling this narrative that Salim was born in 1947 and जिस तरीके से वो and his whole lineage of the family is from Kashmir. All those things are told in the narrative, but उसके पूरे परफॉर्मेंस में हम डिफरेंट एक्टर्स को रखे थे और उन लोग डिफरेंट डायलेक्ट्स में इसको परफॉर्म करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे थे. दैट इज जस्ट बिकॉज टू लुक एट इंडिया फ्रॉम ऑल डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स एंड नॉट टू कंक्लूड अ परफॉर्मेंस टेक्स्ट सेइंग दैट इफ this character has to be performed only because he has a kind of an history of Kashmir, so you have to have somebody who would only speak or somebody who is born in Bombay would have this thing of has to speak Hindi properly or has to play the narrative in terms of characterization. So this is something which we wanted to challenge that whole understanding of characterization. That's why we took this journey of different actors, different dialects, so that their states are also very clear, and the Hindi spoken in all different states in all different ways should be brought into, rather than following just the kind of that removing the dialect and the accent, which is very important, accent of Hindi, जो हर स्टेट में उसको ना रिमूव करते उसको रखते हुए ही ये सलीम को परफॉर्म करना.
तो आधी रात को ठीक 12 बजे समय मैं इस दुनिया में आया, मेरे इस्तेमाल में घड़ी की हथेली आदत के साथ जुड़ गई। तो समझो पता, इसको समझो कि ठीक जिस समय हिंदुस्तान को आजादी मिली, मैं इस दुनिया में आ गया।
This is the birth of Salim, which has been shown, and
in the knowledge of war, we are pathetic. But there is our greed.
according to the narrative, there are two children born at the same time, and this is the way how it is done. Students were given, they were trained in magic, and they were trained in all different. Students were given the training of magic to almost all those street arts which from Shadipur Depot artists had come, and they had trained them to have all those things which were also in terms of to some extent what we call it as folk art in a way, and they were given the kind of training which were most of the performers who used to perform in streets were there in NSD, and they were training them to have all these magic and other aspects. This is so I'll just take you to the next one. This is the one which we were trying to, the birthday of Salim, and you have the actual Independence Day, that is 1947 का visuals को हम लोग पकड़ने की कोशिश किया। उस टाइम में जो narrative चल रहा था वो लोगों में, we were trying to catch it in this language. There was a character which had a very strong streak, the whole movement of Marxism which was happening in 1947, and that's how we were trying to explore the kind of struggle which was going through at that time when the Congress was coming into, and all these different movements were happening. So that's it. So glimpses of Midnight Children, how it used to work for us, and we can get into whenever, like after some time, you can ask me questions and I'll be ready to answer. Now the next work, which should I speak about all the works? And okay, good. So next, through like catching up this, I was just thinking that another work which I would like to share is, even though I had a lot of training in Thrissur School of Drama with the Theatre of Roots, and this is something which was also the kind of basics for me, and we were trained in terms of live music, and we were lucky enough that we had different kinds of teachers from outside also, because that was the time when G. Shankar Pillai sir was also there, and Vasudev Pillai sir was also there in Thrissur School of Drama, and Karanji had come twice there to do productions. One was just for taking classes for 10 days, and once he came for taking a full-length production which was Pancharatham by Bhasa. So there were many kinds of looking into understanding about Kathakali, understanding about how it works in terms of what could be, because I always had this problem with Theatre of Roots, was that when I've been told that कि आप live because even though the body used to work, of the actors, but always had a problem with why we can't use recorded sound, why we can't use visuals when we have why can't we bring in these two things together? Why can't a traditional form come with or juxtapose or have a dialogue with technology? This was something which was of an interest. That is just because right from childhood, you have been looking into all different, you have been exposed in different levels, in different kinds of technologies, like till 8th standard, 9th standard, Doordarshan ka aana, TV ka aana. So there are many things which are there. And simultaneously you are exposed to the folk forms and other things. So you always keep thinking कि ये सब हम क्यों नहीं इनके बीच में dialogues पैदा कर सकते हैं as an art, as art creation. Why can't we bring in something like a Kathakali actor or a Kathakali performer with something like neon lamps, with something like music which is not live but probably recorded, which may be a kind of a sound. Why not to bring Chenda, or why not to place Chenda in a different context so that the sound of Chenda may work in a different level rather than what we have been hearing as Chenda. So these are things which were questioning me, and then thought of really creating something from it. So this was one of those work which was Saketam. I'll just read about Saketam and then I'll show you Saketam. Saketam is adapted by Srikanta Nair from the second book of Ramayana, the Ayodhya Kanda. It depicts the events leading to Rama's banishment in Dandakaranya forest with a focus on the sufferings of his father King Dashratha. I tried to stylize the performance techniques which meaningfully incorporated the traditional theatre forms of Kerala, as well as the kind of transgender casting, a kind of a staging, use of diverse music, all propelling the production into a kind of a different context which is about modernity. The play's weighty themes of a person moved by a force beyond his will to commit a crime, I felt were acutely relevant today. This offered me a contemporary lens into its content. For me, the core idea always is converted into the core scenographic idea. Once again, a contemporary scenographic design was very important for me. Along with the spoken text, which is lyrically very ambiguous and rich, simultaneous body movement, ensembling acting, visual imageries, which were at once exemplary and exhilarating while reading the text. These imageries by themselves were projecting different subtextual meanings and interpretations. The properties and sets used for the production were to illuminate the emotion and to cloth the imagery in an abstract manner, whereas the lighting was to help the dynamics of the body language itself. Costumes were not only representing the mythical period. See, lights was also one thing that in the traditional forms you have the lamp, and lamp was the only one which was used for the lights, and definitely lamp works very strongly with the context of the kind of costumes which Kathakali or Kudiyattam artists had, because the lamp has its own kind of movement and energy, and it gives a kind of a reflection to the costume, and the costume can move into any scale. But then we were thinking in terms of how can we bring in the lights, and how can we develop a dialogue of it. The actor in the music of Saketam has tried to absorb the essence of the score and translate the subtlety of the musical picture into plastic terms and vice versa. Rhythm and music determine the biomechanics of human body. We also try to create an invisible inner body that communicates semiotically in parallel with the physical bodies moving on the stage. The entire Saketam play was mounted on a mirror stage. The reflection of the actors in the mirrored stage created vertical figures that symbolized an inner light for both the actor and the audience, thus creating something we might call sensory theatre. I'll just show you Saketam and then I'll be explaining when it is. They are the Sutradhar. Kausalya and Kaigeyi are the queens who have just got up. And Dasharatha is the one who is lying down. Sound has the whole recorder sound has a problem in the video. So what happens is they get into the it's kind of a preparation towards playing the character. So it's they have got up and now they are getting into the character. So there's a kind of a preparation which happens in our classical theatre very nicely. We have tried to do it. Again Sutradhara, which Sutradhara are also the reflection of Manthara in a way. They would say the lines of Manthara, but they are Sutradhars. The dialogues are by Manthara, and this is the text is about Manthara making Kaigeyi to remember the promise which was done by Dasharatha. So this is the way how he's in a way how they make her, and now he's into the formation of a character. He would get into the character after hearing this to play the role. They are brought into the characters. वही खड़े खड़े हम लोग ब्रश पहनते रहते हैं और ये कम कलर्स, which is very much inspired from the women characters of the film, which we call it as Mila. So the whole political context of this work was more in terms of questioning. It is actually the political context of this work was more strongly about how this whole last 200 years of this whole evolving of Hinduism, what is happening, the kind of an imported kind of the Hindu, of being an Hindu, reading of an Hindu, and this is what, because in Midnight Children it was about nation, making of a nation, because doing in National School of Drama was also an exercise of making of a nation, and that's how the and it's about questioning what is this about nation making, and here the questioning the political context of this work or some of the other works. There are works which we have worked before, like Lanka Lakshmi. It started from there to Saketa, and it was more about questioning what kind of Hinduism is being talked about in last 200 years, and the kind of a way how Hinduism is looked into, where it is quite closed, and how and that is and it is not that what is about Hinduism could be, and it need not be that it is only Hinduism, but it could be opened. It could be like we can look into it as all this we had brought, like if you see this visual, you would have one would like we were trying that it should move out of the context of what last 200 years of understanding of Hinduism could be, in a way, trying to see that this is the entry of Dasharatha, and this is the entry of Ram. Ram was played by a girl, and Lakshman was also played by a girl. And this was done in 2000. No, in 1999 this production happened. Not to make it something like multicultural or anything. It is about contextualizing it into how much ever it is possible to take the motifs from Kerala itself, but then what you get is in the costumes you will have the kind of cycle reflectors, and there are parts of the cycles which are fixed in the costume, because there was this whole thing of blindness in this Dasharatha's life. This whole there's a small narrative of Dasharatha by mistake had shot an arrow to a boy whose parents were blind. I'll stop it. So this is how I'll just show you on this. This is the depth of Dasharatha which we have tried.
ഉൾത്തറയിൽ വിശ്രമിക്കുകയായി. ആന തുമ്പിക്കൈയിൽ വെള്ളം കോരുന്ന ശബ്ദം കേട്ട് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഉണർന്നു. വിളിച്ചു. ശബ്ദത്തിന്റെ നാക്കു നോക്കി എഴുതു. ആ നിലവിളി അതിപ്പോഴും കേൾക്കുന്നു. ആ കൂരിട്ടി ഞാനവിടെ പാഞ്ഞെത്തി. ദേവി ചൂരവാർന്നൊലിക്കുന്ന മുനികുമാരന്റെ മൃദുശരീരം ഞാനിപ്പോഴും കാണുന്നു. ആനങ്ങയോട് എന്ത് ദ്രോഹം ചെയ്തു എന്ന കുമാരൻ ചോദിച്ചു.
Actually,
അച്ഛനമ്മമാർക്ക് ദാഹജലം നൽകാൻ
he recalls the same story of how he is going to die is been already told to him, and he remembers that story, and that's what he's saying, and then he is preparing for his death.
കണ്ണു കാണാൻ പാടില്ല. ശബ്ദം കേട്ട് ചോദിച്ചു, എന്തു മകനെ വൈകാൻ? ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നീയല്ലാതെ ആരുണ്ട്? ഞങ്ങൾ ദാഹിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞുവല്ലോ. നീ വെള്ളത്തിൽ കളിച്ച് സമയം പാഴാക്കിയല്ലേ?
this is how the whole the death happens, and what happens is that he just changes, and from there again the play ends like that, which is there's this whole the journey to the heaven, which we could do it like, because there was this whole thing in Kerala theatre at that time that you put platforms and you show this going to the heaven and things like that. So what here we did was, it just wears a normal human, just today's costume, and just gets into it, and comes and sits into the auditorium. That's how it has been done in Satyakam. Now, these are the two works which I was just thinking that I should share with you. Otherwise, other than this, what I have been trying is also, my concerns while teaching in National School of Drama was that because while making all these plays, there were different kinds of plays which we have been trying in National School of Drama and outside. The process which comes into place is quite difficult, because as working with all different kinds of directors, starts with G. Chandraprasad to Vaila sir to Karan sir, and then there was a major shift when I came to National School of Drama, and it was because I was not able to connect. Theatre was something which was there, and I was there to learn that. And coming into NSG, suddenly theatre became, it was not there, it was here, and you start learning from here. So it's like you start understanding yourself. And one of the teachers who influenced me very deeply into this was Anamika Hasser. Because Anamika ma'am's, this whole process was something which was about looking from all different perspectives into self and opening up the self. And some of our classes, like the production process classes, where the whole vocabulary of understanding even about visuals, understanding about all the creation, how do you create, this whole inner process of creation. Before that, the production process was very much about like plotting, blocking, all those things which a director goes through. It was about how an actor moves, actor handling, and all those things which was about production process. But suddenly when you come here in National School of Drama, you do get classes where you start learning production process is something which you start dealing with yourself first. How does the process actually starts within you? So you have this things of her certain lines which always remains with me, is that the first idea should be something which don't think that is the best idea. You have to always throw out the first idea and then begin once again. So you have many ideas coming into, and then you will reach into an idea where you will start exploring. Things like that, which was about what is your process of thinking, of how do you make, and the basics of art creation within yourself. And that has opened up many vocabularies. And then working with later with Maya Krishna Rao, Maya ma'am, exploring more with technology was another vocabulary which opened a lot in terms of her exploration. She was very, got an opportunity to work in Departures in London. It had a kind of 6 months to nearly 1 year rehearsals. And we were lucky because I was also a part of that project. And one would actually break the vocabulary of, with Maya ma'am, what used to happen is that she would try, even though she had a kind of a Kathakali background, and that was precisely what was one, when one met Maya ma'am, you feel that, wow, here is somebody who has learned Kathakali and would come out of it and explore the vocabulary in all different perspectives. So it is like you have a video and then आप छलनी उठा लिए, वीडियो प्रोजेक्टर के सामने रखिए, और उसके बाद चाय का कप ले लिए, और उसके बाद देखिए क्या होता है. And then you have an exploration which is about something to do with the tradition, and then see what is the kind of larger meaning coming out, or if there isn't any meaning, then what is it which is coming out. So there were all different vocabularies which were opening up in that 1 year of time. which hence helped a lot to derive into different kinds of theatre language. Then the next one, which was then working with like Angala ma'am and Keerti ma'am, and you are sitting here only. It is like going into different classes and also working with the kind of getting into because it was like understanding the actor, understanding how, because actors were always there was a generation of directors, with all respects to them, but had a major difference of opinion with them, was that there were do's and no's in theatre, and which was quite disturbing at a point. Why should we have ये करना है, ये नहीं कर सकते हैं theatre में? Is there a rule like that in theatre? Because if you say that theatre is about life, and then conviction है और हम and if we can and we believe in it, then go ahead and do it, and that could be creation of theatre. That could be. And it was nice that all this got connected to me, because I had attended some of the workshops of Augusto Boal in London while learning, and that had also, that was one of the beginning points for me for actor training also. Other than Anamika ma'am's exercises and Maya ma'am's exploration, and both of them here, the kind of approaches towards actors, but also Augusto Boal's understanding of senses and how he used to make exercises with senses. Matlab sunna, yeah, hearing, the taste, the touch, and it was very interesting. And also his concept of theatre, which was quite new to me in 1998 when I went there and I saw that workshops. And I was part of the workshop, and it was like the invisible theatre, and in the workshop which we took part, it was foreign theatre, and how this whole one play was repeated and repeated and repeated, and how the play changed by the movie. So they were some of the things, these are some of the things which actually had this life-changing process in terms of theatre making, because ये senses वाला exercises है जो आज तक हम लोग develop करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं National School of Drama, because I keep trying in the first years and second years, third years, he's developing these exercises, and he's looking into games. He had developed a lot of games, and how games can make actors, how games can be political, how games can evolve from the politics. So it's about theatre making in a way, like you get back into childhood, you bring a game, and then you play it around now, and then you contextualize and play it, and then you look into and after playing you sit and discuss and see that how the game has opened up for you. So these were the vocabularies which engaged me further to develop further into theatre making, and also into teaching, which was one of my primary interests with students, were these exercises, which was of Augusto Boal, Anamika ma'am, and the other teachers who were there, which we have been trying to develop it further and further with the kind of changes which have been happening. And in that exercises, we could actually we could bring in developing games like something like tiny tick toys, and there would be wonderful toys which students bring in. And if you say a news, take a newspaper news and develop a tiny tick toy. It's an exercise, and it actually develops into something where a performance happens and there is a toy also. What does this actually mean, and why can't this be theatre? And this could be also a kind of a theatre which can lead to a different kind of a performance. So these were the concerns which was there in teaching. And later what I found was when I came here for 10 years and then almost for 15 years, it was very nice that Kerala was going through, Kerala got this funds for festivals. I think all over India there were funds for festivals, and suddenly festivals were coming up. So, and somehow they invited me because of some of the students who had worked with me, had become now major directors in Kerala, and in Kerala Theatre, they have been working quite strongly. So probably seeing their work, they must have called me to come back and become the festival director for International Theatre Festival of Kerala and for the National Theatre Festival of Kerala. Now that's where another chapter starts, that now it is, and Kerala, before that it was some 15 years back there was a national festival, and after that suddenly there is this hit folk which comes up. It folks and the first It Folk had a lot of problems, didn't go well that nicely, so they wanted to bring in somebody who can do it, and so there was too much of nervousness in the whole thing. And how would you get into an international theatre festival as a festival director, and how would you conduct a festival? So probably that's the place. It was Bharat Murli who actually told that why can't I try to do why don't I try to curate a festival? And then the major concerns came, because you have to go back, it's almost 15 years gap from Kerala, go back to Kerala. Definitely all friends are there and they all are working in theatre. So looking back, getting back into Kerala, so the first exercise which I did was going back there, listening everybody, going back to all different kinds of groups, asking them what would they like to see, what would they like to. So the names which were coming were like the kind of regular names. Ask that Habib sir Trivandrum तक नहीं आए हैं, Habib sir को लाना चाहिए, और कारण जी का काम आज तक आया नहीं है, Trivandrum में नहीं आया है, and things like that. So we were thinking, yes, definitely we should bring, and Habib sir का काम तो हम लोग ला भी पाए थे, चरणदास स्टोरी हम लाए थे. So, but simultaneously, there was a point that there are other kinds of theatres which are also happening, and we should also bring them, which I am sure they won't be accepting it at the first go. So, bringing the younger work, bringing the kind of works which were happening around India, in India, around different parts of like from different states, and why don't we bring them into Kerala? And इतने जल्दी उन लोग उसको receive करेंगे नहीं, but let us see putting it into. And slowly we started this work in the national festival, and there was a very nice response, because it was a kind of a mix of certain great works which has never traveled to Kerala. We could bring them in, and simultaneously we could bring in some of the very contemporary works like Neela Ma'am's work, जो Trivandrum में नहीं हुआ था, या Maya Ma'am's work, Maya Krishna Rao का काम भी वहाँ पर, वो ऐसे एक national festival में Trivandrum में. So, and also bringing in very young directors like Shankar Venkateswaran from Kerala itself, or Jyotish Shenji from Trivandrum, because Jyotish remaining in Trivandrum National Festival mein, he was never considered into a national festival. Being in Trivandrum, his work used to travel to BRM but never into national festival in Trivandrum. So things like that, why not these works which can come into, and probably that's how looking into and making it sure that then when you get into International Theatre Festival of Kerala, you keep your concern once again that you have and then a theme has to be drawn or something like that. So हम लोग पहले concentrate किए, because from the government also there was a push that you have to have some kind of a boundary. You can't just go and select from anywhere internationally. So the first one we opted was Africa. So the second It Folk happened on Africa. The third It Folk happened on Latin American theatre, and that was one of the turning points in terms of the It Folk festival in a way where there were many directors which we could bring in from Latin America, and there were quite a lot of a nice crowd which came all over from India, from theatre people from all different parts of India to participate in the festival. And we were surprised how all these people reached Kerala and saw It Folk, which was on Latin American, because most of them were saying that we haven't seen Latin American theatre, and it was not available in India to see Latin American theatre. That's how we could bring in the Latin American part. And one of the primary concerns there we kept in our mind was that Kerala theatre shouldn't get into a complex saying that we are doing something inferior. So to keep that, we had to put some of the best works of Kerala theatre was also put there, and Latin American theatre, and some of the best इंडियन वर्क्स जो भी हम लोग कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, ये सबको रखते हुए हम लोग एक लिस्ट बनाने की कोशिश किए थे. And it is nice that now ITFOK is happening, and every year, because this year there was a transition, and this year it is being taken over by Deepan Shivaraman, and he had run it very nicely. So that's how the other area where I have been working in theatre, other than being in National School of Drama and working in different universities. That is it, I think. Thank you very much.
मेरा नाम विजय सिंह है और मुझे मौका मिला इसी साल इटफोक देखने का, जो दीपन शिवरामन ने क्यूरेट किया था जिसे. और दिल्ली में रहते हुए मैं भारत रंग महोत्सव कितने सालों से देख रहा हूँ. दूर दक्षिण में जाकर मुझे एक ऐसा इंटरनेशनल थिएटर फेस्टिवल देखने को मिला जो इंटरनेशनल परफॉर्मेंसेस यहाँ भारत रंग महोत्सव में देखने को नहीं मिल पाती. जबकि भारत रंग महोत्सव शायद फ्लैगशिप फेस्टिवल कहा जा सकता है. तो इसके पीछे क्या रीजन हो सकते हैं कि दूर उस जगह पर जहाँ शायद उतना ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर नहीं है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. तो उसकी वजह भारत रंग महोत्सव जिसको एक बड़े स्तर पर प्रचारित और प्रसारित किया जाता है, उसकी तुलना में इटफोक में इतने सहज ढंग से इतने ज़बरदस्त इंटरनेशनल परफॉर्मेंसेस को कैसे अकोमोडेट किया गया और वो काम यहाँ क्यों नहीं हो पाता है. ये आपको क्या लगता है, इसके पीछे क्या वजह हो सकती है? अक्सर ये सवाल हम लोग डिस्कस करते रहे हैं और आज आप खुद क्योंकि क्यूरेशनल प्रैक्टिसेस के बारे में यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, तो इसके पीछे क्या आपको लगता है, क्या हो सकता है? क्योंकि भारत रंग महोत्सव जैसे फेस्टिवल में इंटरनेशनल और नेशनल का अगर आप रेशियो देखें तो हार्डली 2-4 परफॉर्मेंसेस 2 या 3 होती हैं. और दूसरी तरफ इटफोक में इट्स अ ट्रूली इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल और वहाँ ऑडियंस का रिस्पांस भी देखकर मैं बहुत हैरान हुआ कि लोग अलग अलग भाषाओं के उस फेस्टिवल को, उन प्रस्तुतियों को इतने आराम से और इतनी सहजता से लेते हैं और देखते हैं. इसमें ऑडियंस का रिएक्शन के बारे में भी अगर आप कुछ कह सकें. आप अपने काम को, माफ़ कीजिएगा मैं आपके काम के बारे में कम, और क्योंकि एज ए क्यूरेशनल प्रैक्टिस जो आपने इटफोक में शुरू किया और क्योंकि आप भारत रंग महोत्सव में भी जुड़े रहे हैं, तो मुझे ये सवाल पूछना ज़्यादा प्रासंगिक लगता है.
देखिए, बीआरएम एक तरीके से बहुत बड़ी फेस्टिवल है और इटफोक का वैसे देखा जाए तो सीधा हम बोले तो इटफोक में 50 लाख रुपए उसका बजट होता है, ऑफिशियल बजट जो दिया जाता है. बीआरएम को एक बहुत क्या बोलते हैं, एक बहुत बड़ा एक बहुत सारे चीज़ों को बीआरएम को एक तरीके से लेना पड़ता है बीआरएम को, क्योंकि सारे स्टेट्स हैं इंडिया के. और भी एट द सेम टाइम बीआरएम में भी बहुत स्ट्रांगली क्यूरेटोरियल प्रैक्टिसेस लाने की कोशिश हुई है. ये नहीं कि बीआरएम में हुई नहीं है. और उस तरीके से एक तरीके से सिलेक्शन कमेटी को रखा गया ताकि उसमें डिस्कशंस हो अच्छे तरीके से और नाटकों को लाया जाए. और दूसरी बात, जब हम पूरे इंडिया को देखते हैं तो वहाँ पे जिस तरीके की वैरायटी होती है, तो क्वालिटी बोल के एक चीज़ हम जब उसके बारे में बात करते हैं तो उसमें बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस भी उठ सकते हैं. जब मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि इटफोक में क्वालिटी इस तरीके से है और क्वालिटी को मेंटेन करने की, पर मुझे पता है मैं लास्ट मतलब हम कम से कम 5 साल से तो एक तरीके से 3 नेशनल फेस्टिवल और 2 इटफोक, मतलब 5 फेस्टिवल एक तरीके से हम लोग वहाँ पे चलाए हैं. तब उस टाइम में भी क्वेश्चन शुरू हो गया था कि क्वालिटी किस चीज़ को बोल रहे हो आप ये. पर फिर भी हम लोग स्ट्रांगली रखते हैं कि नहीं, हमको लगता है कि ये चीज़ें कंसर्न होना चाहिए. तो उसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं कि एक तरीके से हम उसको, जैसे इस बार हम लाए एक थीम को लाए, नहीं तो एक जियोग्राफिकल एक जगह को ले आते हैं हम. ताकि उस तरीके से हम उसको कार्व आउट करें और फिर तब हम ज़्यादा एक फोकस रख के हम सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। पीआरएम में इस तरीके से फोकस करना एक तरीके से, क्योंकि पूरे कंट्री में है ये और बहुत सारे नाटके आते हैं वहाँ पे, एंट्रीज ही इतना ज़्यादा आते हैं, जो इटफोक में भी होने शुरू हुआ था। तब हमने ये थीम लाने शुरू किए या और कुछ फोकस लाने शुरू किए, तो थोड़ा सा वो फिल्टर हो गया, थोड़ा सा कम हो गया। सडनली इटफोक में बहुत ज़्यादा फॉर्म्स आने शुरू कर रहे थे लास्ट ईयर। इस साल वो थीम बेस्ड होने के कारण कम हुआ था, तो उसमें से फिर हम पिकअप करने शुरू किए थे। तो ये नहीं है कि बिहार में भी कोशिश नहीं हो रही, बिहार में भी कोशिश हो रही है, पर वो कोशिश उस तरीके से इजी नहीं है, क्योंकि दिल्ली में है और उसमें और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो आंसरेबल भी है, और इतने सारे थिएटर्स चारों तरफ से अप्लाई भी करते हैं, और ये सब देखना भी पड़ता है, और फिर क्वालिटी का मापदंड भी बहुत डिफरेंट होते हैं। अभी आप देख लीजिए साउथ के थिएटर और ईस्ट के थिएटर, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के थिएटर, तो ये सारे जो जितने वैरायटीज हैं, वो वैरायटीज को किस तरीके से देखना, उसके लिए डेफिनेटली एक व्यू चाहिए, और वो व्यू मिल सकता है, पर वो उतना आसान तरीके से बीआरएम में होना भी मुश्किल है, क्योंकि बीआरएम का स्केल बहुत बड़ा है, और उतना बड़ा स्केल होने के कारण, जैसे एडिनबरा फेस्टिवल आप जाएंगे तो एडिनबरा फेस्टिवल में वैसे सब चीज आ सकता है, मतलब आप वहां पर स्पोर्ट्स भी हो रहा है तो थिएटर का पार्ट होके हो सकता है उस टाइम में। उतनी बड़ी एक फेस्टिवल है, वहां पर कोई इनविटेशन, मतलब उस तरीके से इनविटेशन मिलता है, पर वहाँ फ्रिंज थिएटर फेस्टिवल जो है मतलब 2800 परफॉर्मेंसेस सब होते हैं, तो उस तरीके से तो इस जितना बड़ा होता जाता उतना ही मुश्किल होता उसका फोकस बनाने के लिए। और इटफोक हम लोग इसलिए चाह रहे हैं कि उसको छोटा ही रखें, बीच में उसको बड़ा करने की कोशिश किए थे, और बीआरएम के साथ हमको कॉम्पीट करना, तो हम लोग फिर से नहीं हमको बीआरएम बड़ी फेस्टिवल उसको वैसे ही रहने दो, हम छोटे फेस्टिवल करेंगे, थोड़ा फोकस करके करेंगे वही। और बीआरएम में जो भी अच्छे काम आते हैं हम चाहते हैं वो आए इटफोक में, और इटफोक के पर वो टाइमिंग ऐसे हो गया कि बीआरएम के बाद इटफोक होने शुरू हो गए, पहले इटफोक के बाद बीआरएम होता था, तो कुछ वर्क इटफोक के बीआरएम में आते थे, अभी बीआरएम से कुछ वर्क आते हैं इटफोक में। आई डोंट नो, अब ज़्यादा अच्छे तरीके से ज़्यादा सब यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं।
Much first for your presentation, where I really learned a lot, and hearing about your training, your influence, and what you did with your influence and your training is quite astounding for me. I wanted to ask you, I mean, I have many questions, maybe I'll ask you at another moment, but at least about the Saketam, it's quite powerful, and it was at a time, I believe it was a different politics in India. How was it able, I mean, were you able to do it, and how was it received? Because it's quite strong, and that questioning of Hinduism, I would like to know what was the outcome of it. I mean, when you question Hinduism, which is a major question at that time precisely.
See, there was one was that in Kerala, there were some institutions and some of the places received it very well, and it was taken as a kind of an strong work in theatre. But in other circles, it was more seen as an experimental work which doesn't have any motive, and it was like the boy is made into girl and the girl is made into a boy, and there's this whole thing of and that was also the way how politically it was looked into also. Like when you don't receive a work, then you wouldn't read the work also. You would start throwing the work away, saying that this doesn't stand for anything and this doesn't have a meaning by itself. So probably that was the other context which was also there in Kerala. But what had happened was why Saketam to some extent remained was because some of the students who were there, they eventually started working more and more into theatre, and this vocabulary has been taken into all different levels. So the one which was started into this, some of the students really tried taking this vocabulary into all different kinds of works in their own discipline of work. So that's how it became more and more stronger in terms of a production like this in Kerala. Otherwise, It wasn't anywhere, it wasn't, there were only 4 or 5 places where it was well received in Kerala. Otherwise, it was more a kind of experimental and not relevant to the time.
Just by choosing this subject, and because you mentioned that questioning of Hinduism, were you explicit into arriving at something or not, or you were just throwing it to the audience to question themselves about Hinduism? I'm curious to know, because I just...
Like, can you elaborate?
You said that it was for you, your first, I mean, your creation on Midnight's Children was questioning the making of a nation.
Yeah.
And here it's the evolving of Hinduism. So you had questions. Did you give answers, or did you get answers by doing this work? Did you want the audience to reflect upon specific, explicit points?
There were there was a kind of a provocation when Ram comes as a girl or Lakshman comes as a girl. That was the time when all these Ram, Lakshman, they were characters who were glamorized in a different way. There were muscles for Ram and things like that. That was the vocabulary which was coming up. And then, it was so probably there was a kind of a provocation which used to happen, but the provocation was reacted as if it's very silly.
Yeah.
It can be laughed upon.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, it's not worthy to even talk about how can Ram be a girl. So that's how. So it's
besides the point. Then they miss.
Yeah. So that's how it was. And sometimes if it's a provocation, and then someone would say that anyhow the work doesn't stand. There isn't any meaning in this Saketam. It's a bit bizarre and that's how. And I have seen people walking on, seeing this and slowly going on. So it was, but nothing majorly happened because Kerala being quite politically there. So there's nothing which has created any problem or anything. Because just a lot of discussion happened on this.
Discussion. That's the most important thing. Yeah, thank you.
के लिए और 2 सवाल है मेरे। पहला सवाल है कि जो आप लिखते भी रहते हैं बराबर और आपके काम में भी देखने को मिलता है जो टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ डायलॉग है थिएटर का, तो उसमें जैसे इन 2 प्रोडक्शंस के जो आपने उदाहरण दिखाए, तो जब एक मिडनाइट चिल्ड्रन जैसे एक बड़े सीनिक डिजाइन में जब एक्टर खड़ा होता है तो वो कहीं खो गया सा लगता है, लेकिन वहीं साकेतम में जहाँ टेक्नोलॉजी का एक संयमित इस्तेमाल है तो वहाँ एक्टर बहुत पावरफुल होके उसका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत ही पावरफुल निकल के आता है उसी टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ। तो इस टेक्नोलॉजी का कितनी मात्रा में और कितनी संयम के साथ हम थिएटर में इस्तेमाल करें, इस पे एक तो आप कुछ प्रकाश डालें। दूसरी बात ये कि ये जितने भी आपके प्रोडक्शंस के उदाहरण दिखाए या जो भी आप करते हैं वो अधिकतर उनमें से ट्रेनिंग प्रोसेसेस का हिस्सा रहे हैं जो स्टूडेंट के साथ डेवलप किया जाता है। और एलएसडी जैसे संस्थान में या किसी भी ड्रामा स्कूल में उतना रिसोर्स होता है जब आप इतने रिसोर्स का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, लेकिन वही स्टूडेंट जब बाहर निकल के जाता है एनर्जी से और कहीं बाहर अपनी वृत्ति खोजता है तो उसको इतने रिसोर्स नहीं मिलते हैं, तो फिर उसको उस ट्रेनिंग का फिर वो कैसे आगे के थिएटर में अपना इस्तेमाल कर पाए, कैसे वो रिसोर्सेज जुटाए या किन तरह के थिएटर का रास्ता निकाले, इन 2 बातों पर मैं आपका ध्यान खींचना चाहूँगा
स्टूडेंट्स के साथ। और देखिए एक तरीके से टेक्नोलॉजी में 2 तरीके हैं। एक, जब मैं कभी स्टूडेंट्स को बोलता हूँ कि टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी एक चीज़ है जो कहीं ना कहीं हमारी ज़िंदगी के साथ जुड़ गई है। जैसे मैं सेंसस के बारे में बात कर रहा था, जैसे अगस्टोबॉल सेंसस के बारे में और ये सारी चीज़ें, उस तरीके से यदि हम देखें तो एक तरीके से टेक्नोलॉजी हमारी बॉडी की एक एक्सटेंशन होकर भी देख सकते हैं कि सुनने का एक एक्सटेंशन होकर मोबाइल हम सोच सकते हैं, देखने का एक एक्सटेंशन होकर वीडियो हम सोच सकते हैं। ये जो चीज़ें हैं, पर एट द सेम टाइम उसका एक दूसरा लिमिटेशन है। यहाँ पे ग्रीनी बैठी हुई है जो जिससे अभी पढ़ रही है, तो उनका एक तर्क था उसके साथ साथ कि एक तरीके से ये चीज़ें हमको एक्सटेंड कर रहा है तो भी दूसरे एक तरीके से हमको लिमिट भी कर रहा है वो, क्योंकि इंसान जो जोर से बोल पाता था वो आज उसको माइक्रोफोन चाहिए यहाँ से मुझे आपके पास पहुँचने के लिए, कहीं ना कहीं वो मुझे लिमिट भी कर रहा है, ये भी है। पर मुझे लगता है ये दोनों के बीच में भी एक जगह है। उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हमको टेक्नोलॉजी अवॉइड करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि टेक्नोलॉजी को कम्प्लीटली हटा के रख के नाटक करना चाहिए, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी कहीं ना कहीं इसको हम लोग क्रिटिकली हम देख सकते हैं, इसको क्रिएटिवली हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं और इसको हरदम एक व्यू के साथ टेक्नोलॉजी को हम एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं ह्यूमन बॉडी के साथ। क्योंकि एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो आज भी इंजीनियर्स को कोई भी ह्यूमन बॉडी एक सबसे बड़ी एक टेक्नोलॉजी है, उसको ही एक तरीके से एक्सप्लोर करते 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 इतने सारे मशीन्स बनाते जाते हैं। तो उसी चीज को हम लोग भी किस तरीके से हम थिएटर, क्योंकि हमारी भी बेसिकली हम परफॉर्मर का भी एक बेसिक जो वोकैबुलरी होता है वो बॉडी होता है, और बॉडी से क्रिएटेड है ये बहुत सारे टेक्नोलॉजी की चीजें। एक तरीके से बॉडी को ही आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, आगे ले जाने के लिए, या बॉडी को ही मदद करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी पैदा होता है। तो ये दोनों का एक क्या हो सकता है, इसका एक डायलॉग जो आज इस युग में जब टेक्नोलॉजी इतना हो चुका है, इसको अवॉइड करना मुझे नहीं लगता कहीं से भी थिएटर करना चाहिए। इसको रखते हुए किस तरीके से डायलॉग लाए इसके ऊपर, और किस तरीके से इसको और बहुत सारे तरीके से हम खोल के देख सकते हैं। इसलिए न्यू मीडिया बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एक तरीके से, जिसमें बहुत सारे तरीके हम लोग परफॉर्मेंस को देख सकते हैं और क्रिटिकली देख सकते हैं। दूसरी बात रही जहाँ तक मतलब एक तरीके से हम जब इंस्टीट्यूशन में पढ़ाते हैं या ये रख के इंस्टीट्यूशन में ये फैसिलिटीज़ हैं और बाहर नहीं मिलेंगे, ये दो चीज़ है। इसमें दो तरीके से हम देख सकते हैं। एक है बाहर नहीं मिलेंगे बोल के इंस्टीट्यूशन में भी नहीं रखना, मुझे लगता है वो गलत है। क्योंकि इंस्टीट्यूशन यदि वो सरकार चला रहा है तो उसमें सब चीज़ें होना चाहिए, स्टूडेंट्स को सब चीज़ें सिखाना चाहिए। और दूसरी बात यह है, जहाँ तक टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एक फ्रेंडली चीज़ हो गई है कि आज एक मोबाइल में भी एक वीडियो प्रोजेक्टर आ रहा है। तो आप मोबाइल खरीदने की पैसा है, इसलिए न्यू मीडिया, इसलिए मैं रिपीटेडली बोल रहा हूँ कि परफॉर्मेंस आज एक तरीके से दो SMS के बीच में भी परफॉर्मेंस हो सकता है, एक एक्टर या, क्योंकि ऑडियंस दूसरे तरीके से थिएटर को देखा जाए तो थिएटर वापस थिएटर एक तरीके से दूसरे एक रूप में भी वापस थिएटर चाहिए, तो 30 लोगों के बीच में भी थिएटर हो सकता है और 10 लोगों के बीच में भी थिएटर हो सकता है। और ये हो सकता है टेक्नोलॉजी हमको दूसरे एक तरीके से, जो एक, ये जरूरी नहीं है कि थिएटर को अब 100 लोग चाहिए या 500 लोग चाहिए तभी थिएटर होगा पहले। और देखा जाए तो एक तरीके से ये था कि 200, 400 या 1000 लोगों का ऑडियंस, जितने नंबर ऑफ ऑडियंस बढ़े उतना थिएटर की सक्सेस होती थी। इफ इट इज अबाउट ह्यूमन टू ह्यूमन, then probably technology can make it much more closer also. तो उस तरीके से मुझे नहीं लगता बाहर अवेलेबल नहीं है, बाहर अवेलेबल है। यदि मैं एक वॉच पहन सकता हूँ, मेरे पास एक मोबाइल है और मेरे साथ और भी बहुत सारे टेक्नोलॉजीज कनेक्टेड है, तो यही चीज़ मैं यूज़ करके मैं थिएटर भी कर सकता हूँ। क्यों मैं ये हटा के रखूँ? इसको कितने क्रिएटिवली यूज़ कर सकते हैं, यदि वो एक इंस्टीट्यूशन से मिल जाए तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। ये जरूरी नहीं है कि वो गलत चीज है कि बाहर जाके आप बोलेंगे कि मुझे 5 तो वीडियो प्रोजेक्टर चाहिए तभी मैं नाटक कर पाऊंगा, वो गलत है। और वो नहीं होना चाहिए उस तरीके से। पर जो है उसके साथ टेक्नोलॉजी को अवॉइड करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
उनके जो थिएटर की जो बुनियाद फोरम थिएटर और इनविजिबल थिएटर, जो दो चीज़ों के बारे में आपने जिक्र किया और आपने कहा आपके काम के ऊपर बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस करती है वो सारी चीज़, तो वो पूरी नॉन एक्टर्स के साथ कम्युनिटी के जो लोग हैं और सिविलियंस हैं या स्टूडेंट्स हैं या जहाँ कहीं भी चेंज की बात हो रही है उसके लिए वो पूरा यूज़ कर रहे हैं। नो डाउट गेम्स उनकी मेन सबसे बड़ा जो है एरिया ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ है। तो एक तरफ प्रोसीनियम के अंदर इस तरह के थिएटर को करना और दूसरी तरफ वहाँ पे जहाँ पर सीधे हम चेंज के लिए कर रहे हैं और वहाँ पे स्पेक्टेटर और एक्टर के बीच की दूरी बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाती है। So how do you connect with all these things in your work?
Okay. He is completely in community and with community, and he works with community. Ball's works, almost everything is like that. To me it was more in terms of one-to-one, and it was also कि जिस तरीके से मैं वो exercises समझने के लिए शुरू किया, तो it was more in terms of how a bunch of students comes to you, and then how do you have these exercises, which then how would you disseminate these exercises to the students, जो एक तरीके से कैसे हम उसको ये एक्सरसाइजेस को आप कैसे डिसिमिनेट करेंगे, क्योंकि हमको पता है ये स्टूडेंट्स तो थिएटर पर नहीं आए हैं और उस तरीके की कम्युनिटी नहीं है जो कम्युनिटी में अगस्त वॉर में ये एक्सरसाइजेस बनाए थे और ये एक्सरसाइजेस रखे थे। पर इसको वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ना रखते हुए यदि हम ड्रामा स्कूल में या यूनिवर्सिटीज में ले जाके करें तो इसके और बहुत सारे शेड्स निकल के आते हैं, जो हो सकता है कि डायरेक्ट कम्युनिटी डीलिंग में जो होता है वो ना होके स्टूडेंट्स के बहुत सारी चीजें खुलनी शुरू करते हैं। उनके जो पास्ट लाइफ के ऑपरेशंस जो है या जो ऑपरेस्ड फील किया हुआ है, जो स्टूडेंट्स बॉडी के अंदर जो प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, उनके बैच के अंदर की जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, ये सब चीजें खुलनी शुरू हो जाती है, जो एक इमीडिएट कम्युनिटी बन जाती है 3 साल या 5 साल जब जितने हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं। ये बहुत हेल्प करता है स्टूडेंट्स को खुलने के लिए। एट द सेम टाइम ये प्रोसीनियम वोकैबुलरी, मतलब जैसे अभी मिडनाइट चिल्ड्रन है वो प्रोसीनियम वोकैबुलरी है एक तरीके से, पर ना प्रोसीनियम वोकैबुलरी अकेले में नहीं बोलूँगा, मतलब हम लोग हर तरीके से वो कोशिश करते हैं एक्सरसाइजेस करवाने में या सीन वर्क करवाने में वो प्रोसीनियम से बाहर ही निकलता है वो वोकैबुलरी, वो प्रोसीनियम में सीमित तो होता ही नहीं है। वो एक तरीके से मतलब लोग ये जो वोकैबुलरी हम करते हैं उससे एक्सरसाइजेस और बहुत सारे डेवलप होते हैं जिसकी कंक्लूजन एक तरीके से एक्सरसाइजेस में ही होता है, पर वो प्रोसीनियम बेस्ड नहीं होता है, वो प्रोसीनियम को ही लेके नहीं कर रहे हैं हम लोग। पर कुछ हो सकता है प्रोसीनियम में भी चले जाए, इट्स फाइन, बिकॉज इवन बॉल इन द एंड ऑफ द डे जो फॉरेन थिएटर करते हैं कभी कभी वो प्रोसीनियम में ही करते हैं, स्टेज में बुलाते हैं सबको और वहीं करवाते हैं। So I don't think so. It was not against proscenium anything. It was more in terms of how the community can be opened and how the community can be brought onto the stage. Somebody who is sitting there जो कभी बोल तक नहीं पाता है उसको इवनिंग तक ऐसे कॉन्फ्रेंस दिला देते कि वो स्टेज पर आके रोल करके चला जाता है। So that kind of a thing which very well sometimes works with students still. So that I hope I could answer Lokeshwar.
What was the strong reason behind these two productions to be presented today as a subject of your talk?
I'll tell you. I have actually selected, and it all went wrong what I have planned. I have selected Helen, जो ये collaborative work में, which I think is one of the very strong works of collaboration between some senior actors and myself. But then it all went out of hand because वहाँ प्ले शुरू करना था, मुझे आना था, तो सब चीज़ मिलके मैं यही दोनों नाटक आगे रख दिया। और मुझे अभी पर एक चीज़ है, मैं जब यहाँ मिडनाइट चिल्ड्रन कर रहा था तब मुझे लगा था साकेतम मुझे थोड़ा सा बोल लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि बाकी हेलन और आइलैंड ऑफ ब्लड भी जो पॉलिटिकली बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग एक वर्क था, ये सब चीज़ें मैं प्रिपेयर करके लाया था, पर मैं इसलिए नहीं बोलने गया क्योंकि मुझे लगा साकेतम इसलिए बोलना चाहिए क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं वो ये सिनेरियोस जो हैं वो कुछ सिमिलर हो रहे हैं अभी। तो एक तरीके से कि जिस तरीके से अभी जो इलेक्शन का माहौल हो रहा है और जिस तरीके से एक नई शेड ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं क्या जिस तरीके से द थर्ड वेव ऑफ हिंदुइज्म एक तरीके से आने की एक पूरी मॉडर्निज्म के साथ द न्यू अवतार ऑफ शिवा और ये सारी चीजें, तो उसको रखते हुए मुझे लगा कि साकेतम मुझे अभी यहाँ बोलना चाहिए, उतना ही।
बहुत बहुत आभार अभिलाष पिल्ले का, उन्होंने अपने काम के बारे में, अपनी प्रक्रियाओं के बारे में विस्तार से हमें समझाया। आप सबका जो इतनी देर धीरज से और उम्मीद है कि समझ से बैठे रहे, और तीसरा ये कि इसके साथ ही हमारी शाम खत्म होती है।